What would you do if the person sitting across from you, on the night that was supposed to celebrate your love, suddenly looked like a stranger who had already left you? The candle between us flickered inside that dim booth at a small Italian place on West 46th Street in Manhattan, the kind of place where couples whisper and waiters pretend not to hear. Her wine glass was untouched. Her eyes weren't on me. They were fixed somewhere behind my shoulder, far away, like she was watching a life she wished she was in. "Emily," I said, forcing a smile. "You okay?" She didn't answer right away, just blinked, slowly, like she was waking up. Then she said something that didn't make sense at all. "I think we rushed into this marriage." And in that exact moment, something inside me cracked, because I knew, somehow, there was someone else sitting in her thoughts where I used to be. If you genuinely enjoy our stories, please subscribe to the channel, tell us where you're from, and what time it is right now. It's always fascinating to know how far our story flows. We had been married for years, together for 7. I wasn't perfect, but I was steady, loyal. The kind of man who fixes things before they break, who remembers anniversaries, who shows up. That night, I realized she had already checked out. But I didn't know how far she'd gone. Not yet. The humiliation didn't come all at once. It seeped in, slow and quiet. At first, it was little things. She stopped laughing at my jokes, stopped touching me casually. No hand on my shoulder, no leaning into me when we walked through crowded sidewalks. Her phone became an extension of her body. Always face down, always within reach. One night, I walked into our apartment in Chelsea earlier than expected. The TV was on, but she wasn't in the living room. I heard her voice in the bedroom, soft, low, almost playful. I stepped closer, heart thumping. "I miss you too," she whispered. Then silence. When I pushed the door open, she was sitting on the edge of the bed, staring at her phone like nothing happened. "Who were you talking to?" I asked. "Work," she said immediately. Too quickly. "What kind of work call ends with 'I miss you'?" She didn't even flinch, just rolled her eyes. "You're being paranoid." That was the first time she made me feel small for noticing something real. After that, it escalated. Late nights at the office, random weekend brunches with coworkers I had never met, receipts in her purse from places she claimed she hadn't been, a hotel charge once, explained away as a team retreat. And me? I started doubting myself. Maybe I was paranoid. Maybe I was losing it. Until the night her phone lit up at 2:13 a.m. She was asleep beside me, breathing slow and even. I wasn't. I hadn't slept properly in weeks. The screen glowed just enough for me to see the notification. "Ryan, can't stop thinking about yesterday." My chest tightened so hard I thought I might pass out. I picked up the phone. My hands were shaking. Her passcode hadn't changed. That hurt more than anything. It meant she didn't think I'd ever have the courage to check. I opened the messages, and everything fell apart. Photos, hotel confirmations, conversations that stretched back months, jokes about me, about how predictable I was, how I'd never find out. One message stood out. "Ryan, does he suspect anything? Emily, please. He worships me." I remember sitting there in the dark, staring at that sentence, feeling something inside me collapse into nothing. She didn't just cheat. She disrespected me, mocked me, erased me. The next morning, I made her coffee like I always did. She kissed me on the cheek before leaving for work. I watched her go, and for the first time, I didn't feel love. I felt clarity. I didn't confront her. Not yet. Instead, I started watching, tracking, learning. I followed her once. She didn't even notice. She met him outside a boutique hotel in Midtown. He was taller than me, confident, the kind of man who thought he was untouchable. They laughed together like they shared a world I had never been invited into. That night, I broke down in the parking garage beneath our building. Not loudly, just quietly, in the driver's seat, gripping the wheel, trying to understand how I became invisible in my own marriage. Then I wiped my face, and I started planning. I hired a private investigator. Quiet, professional, expensive. Within 2 weeks, I had everything. Photos of them entering hotels, timestamps, receipts, even recorded conversations. I spoke to a lawyer in downtown Manhattan. Calm, precise, ruthless. "Do you want to confront her?" he asked. "Or do you want to win?" "I want her to feel it," I said. So we built a case. I separated finances quietly, redirected accounts, protected assets, filed everything needed for a fault-based divorce. But that wasn't enough. She had humiliated me, I wanted the truth to humiliate her. Our 5th anniversary party was already planned, her idea. A rooftop event in Soho. Friends, co-workers, her entire social circle. She wanted a show. I gave her one. The night of the party, she looked perfect. Red dress. Confident smile. She moved through the crowd like she owned the world. Ryan was there too. Of course he was. He shook my hand like a stranger. "Happy anniversary, man," he said. I smiled. "Yeah, you too." At 9:12 p.m., I tapped my glass. "Can I have everyone's attention for a moment?" The music softened. Conversations faded. Emily looked at me, slightly confused, but smiling. I stepped toward the projector screen behind us. "I just wanted to share something special tonight," I said. A look back at the past year. The first image appeared. A photo of Emily, walking into that Midtown hotel. The crowd went quiet. Second image. Her and Ryan. Together. Closer this time. A murmur spread. "Wait, what is this?" Emily's smile vanished. "Turn that off," she hissed. I didn't. More images. Text messages projected clearly. Dates. Times. Her voice echoed in one of the recordings. "I don't love him anymore." The silence turned heavy. Crushing. Ryan stepped back. "Coward." Emily looked like she couldn't breathe. This is insane," she stammered. "You're twisting." "Am I?" I said calmly. I pulled out the final document. Divorce papers. Filed. Signed. "Everything you needed to say," I continued. "You already said. I just made sure everyone else could hear it too. No yelling. No chaos. Just truth. Raw and undeniable." People started leaving. Quietly. Uncomfortably. Her friends avoided her eyes. Ryan was gone. Vanished. Of course. In the weeks that followed, everything unraveled for her. Her job, gone. Reputation, destroyed. Mutual friends chose distance. The apartment? Legally mine. The life she thought was secure collapsed faster than she ever imagined. She tried calling me. Dozens of times. I never answered. The last time I saw her was outside a courthouse on Center Street. She looked smaller. Not physically. Just diminished. Like someone had turned the volume of her existence down. "I didn't think you'd go this far," she said. I looked at her for a long moment. "You didn't think I'd find out," I replied. I walked past her without another word. And for the first time in months, I felt nothing. No anger. No sadness. Just silence. Cold, permanent silence. Because the truth is, the moment she stopped seeing me, I had already started learning how to live without her. And by the time she realized what she lost, I was already gone. The end.